to week 1 of the Gut Kitchen.
First episode.
Yes.
Yay! First episode today. It's kicking off.
Yeah.
All new season, all new action. It's great.
Yeah, and this for this month we're focusing on celiac disease, and then every single week we're going to bring you a recipe that you can use for celiac.
Yep.
So I'll get Sarah to explain her journey with celiac disease.
Yes, so we decided to start off with celiac. It seemed fitting because I actually have celiac disease. So yeah, it just seemed like a nice way to kind of kick the series off. So basically, celiac disease is an autoimmune response to the protein gluten, which is a protein found in wheat, barley, malt, oats and rye.
Yeah.
And because it's an autoimmune response, it's actually a little more serious in terms of the way it impacts the immune system and impacts the gut and everything like that. So it's really important that you have to follow a very strict gluten-free diet. There really can't be any kind of compromise. You've got to be careful about cross-contamination and everything like that.
Yeah, and that's the reason for that is because the gluten can actually damage the intestinal wall. So it's absolutely vital that if you have been diagnosed with celiac disease, that you do eliminate all products that contain gluten or any products that could be sort of made in a factory where there is the the threat of cross-contamination.
Yes.
Yeah. And also celiac disease can also, if you do consume gluten, can give some very unwanted side effects. So what type of side effects or I guess symptoms did you experience?
Oh, all of it.
Yep.
Bloating, constipation, diarrhea, weight loss, throwing up.
Okay.
Yeah, all of it.
Everything.
All of it.
And this went on for quite a while before you received your diagnosis?
Yes, so it probably took me about 4 years since I had serious symptoms to end up getting a diagnosis, and like things are a lot quicker now. And it's screened for a lot more quickly now, but it is a serious kind of state to be in. So definitely working on healing the gut is kind of paramount for anyone with celiac disease.
So today we're just going to kick off week 1 with a really simple, delicious recipe. Which is gluten-free. So it's called Nut and Seed Granola, and obviously it's made purely with nuts and seeds, so it doesn't contain any oats or spelt or barley, so anything that does contain gluten.
Yeah. And I know that breakfast is a particularly difficult one to get your head around because, we're often so used to bread, like toast and cereal and things like that. So we wanted to share with you a really great breakfast recipe that you can use going forwards. Yeah.
And so this recipe would be perfect to replace for your the cereal, if you have cereal, or even if you're used to having like toast or something, this is a really, really good option. And we'll make the recipe and then we'll give you some serving suggestions as well.
Awesome. Let's
do it. All right. So first up, we need half a cup of almonds. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roughly chop everything. You can throw all the nuts into a food processor or a Thermomix, and then just blitz it, which will be really quick. But for the people who don't have a food processor, we just want to show you that really it's just roughly chopping the nuts. So I like my granola really crunchy. So if you didn't want it as crunchy as this, then my suggestion is to put it into a Thermomix or a processor and blitz it up a few times. But look, as you can see, I'm just really chopping the almonds like sort of into thirds, just to make it just a little bit smaller. So it's really quite...
pretty simple. And the beauty about this recipe is it's so versatile. We'll give you the recipe and we'll share it with you afterwards, but if you've got other nuts that you prefer, if you've got other ingredients that you'd like to chuck in yourself, then you can obviously do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really good.
That's it. Every single ingredient in this recipe can be substituted for something else. So, and if you don't want to use whole almonds, you can use slivered almonds as well. So there we go. That's pretty much it. You can see how quick and easy that was. I'll just run over it again. Okay, then the next one we want.
So we want half a cup of walnuts.
And the walnuts, if you don't like walnuts, the walnuts can be replaced with pecans.
Yeah, pecans is a good one.
Yeah. So if you're a bit of a pecan fan, then definitely just sub this out with walnuts. I find for me walnuts is quicker.
Oh yeah, great idea.
I just quickly, you can see how quick I'm doing this. It's just snapping them with my fingers. I find it quicker than going it over.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
So that's pretty much it, because as I said, I do like mine really nice and coarse and crunchy. Again, it's completely up to you what you like. So that's it. Done.
Cool. Alright, now we want half a cup of cashews.
Okay, again, just roughly. It's alright. Chopping these. That's it.
Done. So easy. So simple.
Okay.
Now we want half a cup of macadamias.
The great thing about nuts is that they are an excellent source of fats. They're also a great source of protein and also fibre.
Yep, so go nuts for nuts.
Yeah, exactly. You know, nuts are just very nutritious. They also have lots of vitamins.
Vitamin E.
Yes.
So for your nice skin.
Yep. Magnesium as well. So heaps of different minerals and vitamins, and as I said, a really good source of protein as well. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, some are still chunky, but that's okay.
Depends what you like. As we said before, you can chuck them in a blitzer as well if you like it more fine. But we like it crunchy, so that's what we're doing.
Now that for the nut section.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So what I'm going to do is, you can do this two ways, and this is why the recipe is so versatile. You can easily have the nuts raw, and then you can add the seeds in, and then mix it all together, and that basically is your nut and seed granola, which you can actually make literally in 5 minutes. But if you want it crunchy, we're going to show you the crunchy option.
Crunchy. I personally like crunchy. I think it just makes it more interesting.
Yeah, and so you just simply spread these over, and then we're just going to coat this with some coconut oil mixed in with a little bit of honey. So as you can see, now don't put the seeds in. We're only roasting the nuts, and we're doing this for about 10 minutes.
Whoa! Hello, honey.
Whoops. So this is 100% raw, natural, unprocessed honey, and you know, you always want to go for raw honey, preferably local honey.
Definitely, absolutely.
Yeah, in your area, have a look around where you live, and great. And if someone is, if someone in the area is has these and they have their honey, then I would highly suggest that you get them to get it from them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then what you do, so you can also melt the coconut oil.
Makes it a bit easier.
It does make it a lot.
I mean, it'll melt in the oven, but for the purposes of putting it on, it is easier when it's already melted.
Because then you can just
Yeah.
But what we can do here is it's still going to melt. Now what you want to do is you just want to coat all the nuts and seeds with that coconut oil and honey. Sort of just a nice even coating, so that's pretty much all evenly coated.
Beautiful. It smells amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
Love the smell of honey.
Yeah, it's my favourite. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop that into the oven for about 10 minutes on about 150. Please watch it. Everyone's oven is different, and you don't want to burn the nuts. They do burn really, really easily. So I would I'd start with 5 minutes and then check.
Yeah.
And then if they're not quite done, put it on for another few minutes. So yeah, and remember, once you take nuts out of the oven, they can still sort of cook with the heat. So make sure that they're just slightly golden brown.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, I'm going to pop this in the oven, and then we'll be back. Yeah, in about 10 minutes.
All right, so what's next?
Okay, so the next step is after you have put it in the oven for about 5 or 10 minutes, just to get nice and golden brown and to have that coconut and that honey, you know, really to go through it and give it a beautiful, gorgeous smell. And it,
I have to say, it smells amazing
yeah,
here right now.
It smells absolutely divine.
This is really good.
Then we just simply put that into a bowl.
Put it into a bowl like so.
Yep. Okay. Right. And then we just add the seeds. It's that easy.
Yep. So we got half a cup of pumpkin seeds. We pop them in.
Okay.
That was just the pumpkin seeds.
Yep.
And we've got a quarter cup of chia seeds.
Chia seeds are also an excellent source of protein.
Yes, they are. Yeah. There we go. Fiddly little things, but and they're really a really good source of omega-3s.
Yeah.
So omega-3s are a essential fatty acid, and they're highly anti-inflammatory. So really good, really good for you.
Yeah. And then, you can also add sunflower seeds as well. And if you didn't want to add the chia seeds, you can substitute the chia seeds for hemp seeds.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got some allspice here as well. You could use cinnamon if you prefer. Just add a bit of that in.
Yum.
And then what else? Oh, the coconut flakes.
Yeah.
Can't forget the coconut.
Yeah.
It smells so good. I love coconut.
Yeah, coconut is one of my favourites now. Grab either the flaked coconut or the shredded coconut. The reason being is because it adds that texture. And, you know, the whole, I guess, the idea of this granola is that it is full of texture and full of flavour. So you've got like the crunch from the nuts, and you know, you've got a little bit of sweetness from the honey, you know, and now you've kind of got this other texture of the coconut. And the last thing, this is how easy this recipe is here we have some dried, we've got, is it goji berries,
cranberries, and blueberries. Little mix.
Yep, so we'll just add them in for a little bit of sweetener. You can use any dried fruit at all. So you can use raisins, there we go, just add it all in.
Put it all in.
Yeah, you can use raisins. You could also use sultanas.
Or dates.
Dates, anything really to add that little bit of sweetness. How good is this?
Actually, I can't stop looking at it. It actually looks really amazing.
Yeah. So I will hold it up. Hopefully you can see it. So how good is that? Absolutely delicious. And what you do is, to serve, you really just need 2 or 3 tablespoons.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Because it's really it's filling.
And
remember?
it's very dense.
Yeah. And you can serve that with some yogurt. You could serve it with coconut yogurt. You could serve it with some almond milk or any milk of your choice. I should say. And that's it.
And you could add like maybe some banana on top, or you know, anything else like that. And so that's it.
That's it.
Simple, beautiful granola, which smells amazing, and I really cannot wait to eat it.
Yeah, neither can I.
So thank you so much for watching. Really lovely to have you here and you know, be talking to you over YouTube here. And looking forward to next week. And the recipe, there'll be instructions in the description on how to download the recipe. But otherwise we will see you next time.
See you later.